GMTK 23, the biggest game jam on itch so far, with over 20,000 game developers in just one jam. And I was one of them, somewhere. I'm actually here, yeah. I'm one of them. Roles reversed was the theme of the jam, so I started to do some brainstorming. Should I make a game with inverted gravity? Should it be an inverted time travel type of game? Or both? Alright, so that's a bad idea. But then I had the idea for a game where you control a bullet of a gun. Less than an hour later, the prototype was ready, and it didn't look bad at all. I thought this should still be a pure mechanic where you can control a bullet at a certain angle, but I didn't really like the idea of that, so I basically restarted the whole thing. Alright, the idea I came up with is a little bit different from what most of you would expect. It's a game where you play as the NPC in the game, so guess what the game mechanics are. Basically, I wanted to create an experience for the player where they put themselves in the role of a merchant and receive all sort of items from the player, whether it's selling items to the merchant or engaging in quirky chat dialogues. I didn't know that this thing... Whoa, why are you so fast, bro? We'll come back to that later. Initially, I started with a simple 2D environment. I created some squares here and there, colored them differently, and provisionally created this XP bar. And it actually turned out to be quite functional. And then I made some changes in the UI. Initially, the game was intended to be about playing as a quest giver, essentially the one who gives you rewards based on the quest completed, like a sword, shield or magic stuff. So I created the resources in the UI, added 3 buttons and started to code. The resources increase over time, and when leveling up, the player can choose one of the 3 rewards. Alright, here we are. I have to tell you something. I overscoped. Yeah, that happens. I know, this is so stupid. Fortunately, I realized it quickly. So what do you have to do in this type of situation? Well, let me just put my 3D glasses on, because the whole thing is gonna be in 3D. Oh man. However, I then decided that I had to remove both the leveling system and the resource management, or else I wouldn't be able to finish in time. Then I had the idea, why not make a game where you play as a merchant? The player comes to you, does his thing, and leaves. And you just wait, and you wait, and you wait. That's sad. A cool mechanic which also became the main thing in a game is the random generated dialogues. The player itself decides how he wants to interact with you. They start with a welcome followed by an introduction with a name. Furthermore, there is intro A plus intro B, and in intro B they can decide whether to reveal something about their origins or their journey. And then there is some a little bit more randomness which you're gonna see in this video. Let's do some changes to the UI, add some variables for purchase, sale, gold and happiness, and mix the whole thing together. Let's move on to the next problem. I didn't have time to create some cool looking 3D models, and I didn't want to use pre-made assets from the asset store or somewhere else. So what did I do? I switched back to 2D. And let me tell you, it took me a lot of time because I wanted it to look nice. So let's create a rough sketch that we would like to stick to and build the whole thing. 5 hours later, and the drawing is completed. I'm very proud of that. It's the first time I went with that kind of style. I think it's alright. It's quite well. Now let's import all the individual layers into Unity. We create some animations with these sprites, and there we are. Looking interesting. Now we do some adjustments to the UI and achieve, in my opinion, a solid UI for whatever it is. Let's export the whole thing, create a cool professional looking thumbnail and upload the thing to itch.io. Done. And now you may be wondering, where is the game? I mean, just don't expect too much, but here it is. In advance, I want to say thank you for watching, guys. The videos are becoming more and more elaborate, so if you enjoy it, please let me know in the comments. Thank you and have fun.